We are taking you into the news right now with the Fox 45 news feed. It's 11 a.m. The violent crime crisis among young people continues. What we are learning about the suspects in the murder of a 23-year-old at a T-Mobile store. Two Baltimore police officers facing charges in two separate incidents, what they're accused of and what kind of sentence each faces. Plus, a loaded handgun found in a Landover middle school. The charges the 14-year-old could face as concerns for student safety grow larger. Fox 45 News Midday starts now.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News Midday.
Thanks for joining us for Fox 45 News Midday. I'm Megan Gilland.
Humble, kind-hearted, a loving guy who worked extra hours, come in early, the type of person that didn't deserve to, the detrimental what happened.
In a city in crisis, the two suspects in the armed robbery and shooting at the T-Mobile in Canton have been arrested. Both are accused of shooting and killing a 23-year-old T-Mobile employee. Olivia Dance joining us now with the latest updates on the arrest and reaction from the victim's family. Olivia.
An 18-year-old and 14-year-old boy are behind bars this morning, charged with first-degree murder. They're accused of the shooting that happened in this T-Mobile next to me during the day on Sunday. Now, the shooting happened when the suspects attempted to rob the store. They shot and killed 23-year-old Fabian Sanchez Gonzalez, who was just trying to do his job. A candlelight vigil was held yesterday for Fabian, and as his family, friends, and coworkers were remembering him, that's when Fabian's brother heard reports of the first arrest in connection with his brother's murder.
I had the tears of joy and pain, but we're glad. I'm glad to hear that there is a suspect and there's been an arrest made, because that's what we want. We want justice. That's all we want. Justice for my brother. Justice for every innocent soul that has been taken from our hearts. Not just my heart, my family's, but every other family members out there.
Arthur McCaden is the 18-year-old who was arrested and charged in connection to Fabian's fatal shooting. Sources familiar with McCaden's criminal record say he was under the Department of Juvenile Services supervision. Also, his father was convicted for murder back in February. Again, police also arrested a 14-year-old in connection with Fabian's murder. Another young person accused of killing yet another young person behind bars this morning. And right now, you're looking at a memorial for Fabian outside the store he worked at. This morning, we've seen more people put flowers down outside the store. Now, police say there are no more suspects in this case, but Fabian's family is calling on the mayor to do more to stop the crime. You can watch their full emotional interview on our YouTube page. Just search Fox Baltimore. But for now, reporting in Canton, I'm Olivia Dance, Fox 45 News, Midday.
Thinking about that family, Olivia, thank you. And it's not just families, but business owners that are fed up with the crime crisis. One woman telling Fox 45 News she's closing down the store that she has run for more than 40 years for her own safety. Take a look at this. Jody Rosoff saying that her store was robbed at gunpoint twice in just 6 months. This is the video from one of those incidents. A man posing as a customer walks behind the counter, pulls out a weapon, and demands money. She was able to get to her own gun and shoot the attacker. He was arrested, but even after successfully defending herself, she says running a business has just become too much of a risk.
We have been here in the city for 44 years. For 44 years, we have paid property taxes, we have paid retail sales taxes, we have employed people. Shame on the mayor, shame on, the judges and the prosecutors and our former state's attorney for letting this happen to Baltimore City.
She made it out of the experience with non-life-threatening injuries, including a gash in her head that required 4 stitches.
As a defense attorney, I didn't stand for this behavior, and I certainly will not stand for this behavior as the Baltimore City State's attorney.
Elsewhere in a city in crisis, 2 Baltimore police officers are now facing criminal charges. The first officer, Cejas Watson, is accused of selling drugs while on the job in Baltimore County. Watson was under surveillance from both BPD and county police when he was caught leaving his post to sell the drugs at a tattoo shop, according to prosecutors. The second officer indicted, Alexis Acosta, is now facing manslaughter and other reckless driving charges related to this fatal crash here in East Baltimore last June. Acosta was responding to a call when he hit and killed 58-year-old Terry Harrell, who was riding on a scooter. The city approved a $400,000 settlement with Harrell's family earlier this year. This announcement now marks 6 Baltimore City police officers indicted on criminal charges this year. The cases are all separate. They're unrelated. City State's Attorney Ivan Bates now questioning if this is a concerning pattern.
Well, I wouldn't say I see a pattern. What I see is our office holding officers accountable, and that we're doing that with individuals who are breaking the law. But what I can tell you I have seen is the consent decree, I do believe, is working. I do believe, having been a defense attorney and seen some of the police actions before, what I'm seeing now is that we're starting to catch up with the officers that need to be held accountable.
You can read more on the indictments on our website, foxbaltimore.com. Here's our look now at today's top trending stories. Trending number 1, a renewed search is happening in Baltimore County for a mother missing since 2002. Michelle Rust was 22 when she went missing on the morning of her son's 3rd birthday in Arbutus. Her father-in-law found her Dodge Caravan later that day. Officers say there has been no activity from Rust's financial accounts. Foul play is suspected in her death, according to Baltimore County Police. Trending number 2, more questions than answers this morning after a body is pulled from the Inner Harbor. According to the Baltimore City Firefighters Union, someone spotted the remains in the water near Harbor East yesterday afternoon. Special operations units caused some backup on South President Street while they were removing it from the harbor. Trending number 3, concern over student safety growing in Prince George's County after a loaded gun was confiscated from a student at Golson Middle School that's in Landover. Police say that the 14-year-old boy will be charged with handgun on a person, loaded handgun on a person, dangerous weapons on school property, and possession of a firearm by a minor. Prince George's County Executive Angela Also Brooks says that the incident is horrifying and violence among young people is unacceptable.
And when these young people are apprehended, let me just say it, they must be held accountable. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. They must be held accountable.
Make sure you download the Fox 45 News app for up-to-the-minute traffic conditions, breaking news, weather, anytime. Just search WBFF in your app store. It is time to put down the phone for the sake of your health. That's the question. Still ahead, your reactions as to whether or not you would be willing to cut down on your screen time. Preparations, meantime, underway at Buckingham Palace ahead of tomorrow's coronation ceremony. Still ahead, what the social stream has to say about Charles's big day. And TurboTax made a big oopsie. Why the company now has to pay a $141 million settlement after a multi-state investigation.
And we are looking at a beautiful afternoon ahead of us. Few extra clouds, but temperature-wise, we're starting to warm up. We're headed into the upper 60s today. Even warmer over the weekend, but I'm now also tracking a chance for some weekend showers. I've got an updated look at exactly when they arrive and what they mean for your weekend plans in a couple of minutes on Fox 45 News Midday at 11.
Fox 45 News, winner of 17 2022 Regional Emmy Awards, more than all other Baltimore news stations combined.
It is time to dive into the social stream and see what you are saying about today's top stories. We want to start in London, which, of course, is preparing for the coronation ceremony of King Charles III. Charles will be officially crowned tomorrow during a 2-hour service at Westminster Abbey. London police say more than 11,500 officers will be on duty on Coronation Day, which is one of the largest security operations the force has ever led. Campers from the UK and all around the world have set up campsites along the coronation route in London. When asked why they decided to camp out, Brits and Americans alike agreed that this event was too important to miss. Well, people from around the world are chiming in about the ceremony on our social stream. Let's see what some of them are saying. We've got Sean LePron saying, I've seen so many amazing photos of our troops practicing for the coronation, and I can honestly say how proud and excited I am of and for them. And you can see that's pretty incredible video right there along the route. Another person writing in, Sherry, saying, will be the first royal event I will not watch. She's not a fan. Well, the parent company of TurboTax will soon pay out checks to more than 4 million Americans. Intuit agreed to a $141 million settlement last year after a multi-state investigation. TurboTax was accused of deceiving some customers into paying for tax services that should have been free. Impacted taxpayers could get up to $85 for each year they used the system from 2016 to 2018. Well, we are seeing mixed reaction from the social stream on this morning. Let's take a look at this one here. Ken Paxton in response saying they are famous for double charging customers also and refusing to even correct their error. That was from the eyes of Texas are upon you. Another person writing in, JC, saying unclear why government can't just issue return checks or tax bills considering they have all the relevant data. A scientific advisory panel is warning a shortage of research monkeys could undermine U.S. readiness. The panel recommends expanding U.S. breeding programs rather than relying on international suppliers. Studies using non-human primates have been critical to medical advances, including COVID-19 vaccines. The panel's report looked at the impact on the National Institutes of Health, not drug companies or other research groups. The social stream voicing their opinions on animal testing, seeming to have a lot to say on this. Alex Justin saying, good. I'm glad they're running out of monkeys. Stop doing experiments on animals. They didn't ask or volunteer for this. It is animal abuse, and we are not okay with it. And our last one coming from Julie saying, wait, what? I thought we stopped using monkeys for research long ago. Well, the back and forth over the debt ceiling continues on Capitol Hill as we take you there live this morning. Why some fear the impact of the House GOP's debt bill would result in huge job loss. And if you're traveling internationally this summer, the sooner the better when it comes to getting your passport. The hefty fee you'll have to pay if you want to get it expedited. And coming up at noon, it's Karamo. Then at 1, it's Sherry, followed by Hot Bench at 2. Taking a live look over Towson here this morning. Temperatures are expected to reach the 60s this afternoon, but we can expect even warmer temperatures this weekend. Meteorologist Amy Aronson will be breaking it all down for us in her full Weather Authority forecast. That's coming up in just about 5 minutes from now. Making headlines this morning, a live look over the White House, where the Biden administration is still hopeful the nation will avoid a default amid the ongoing debt ceiling shutdown. President Biden and GOP lawmakers appear to be at an impasse over federal finances. House Republicans argue they have done their part, passing legislation to raise the national debt limit by $1.5 trillion in exchange for cuts across domestic programs. Democrats insist on a clean bill, but haven't put one forward yet. The Office of Management and Budget Director Shalonda Young says that she is optimistic leaders will find a path forward.
Well, let me be very clear. Congress needs to do its job. Tomorrow, they could put a bill on the floor to make sure we don't default. This is of people's own making. I could probably write the bill for them in 5 minutes. It's pretty easy.
The president and Congress need to reach some sort of agreement by June 1st to avoid a default. When asked if the president would sign a bill that would raise the debt limit for a shorter period of time, Young suggested it would be a good sign for negotiations. But she stressed discussions just aren't there yet. Biden will host the top 4 congressional leaders at the White House next week for face-to-face talks. Economists are now issuing a stark warning: raise the debt ceiling or risk huge economic calamity. At a Senate hearing this week, economists laid out concerns about the U.S.'s $31 trillion debt and the need for spending cuts. Some fear the impact of the House GOP's debt bill and say that it would result in huge job loss. They all agree the ceiling needs to be suspended or raised.
I think the first thing that needs to be done is the debt limit needs to be suspended. There's no time to get this done before the X date.
Hitting the debt limit would force an immediate 20% cut in federal spending and possibly default on the national debt. The effect on families, businesses, financial markets, and the broader economy would be devastating.
According to economist Mark Zandi that you heard from first there, the ceiling could be suspended until the end of the fiscal year 2023. After that, he says Congress should work on raising the ceiling past the 2024 election. For today's talking point, if you are traveling internationally this summer, prepare to pay if you need a passport quickly. About a third of Americans will travel overseas this year, and processing passports could take up to 13 weeks, according to the State Department. But there are some options to help speed up that process. AAA is teaming up with Rush My Passport. It's a passport courier service. A 1-week processing option is $800. A 2-week option, $600. We've got Mark Clark with Be More Lifestyle here now. Mark, why is everyone waiting till the last minute?
I know. We ain't spending no $800 or $600. We ain't going.
No. Do you think it's because I feel like there's a lot of deals suddenly? You can go to Iceland for $1,000. Yeah. You know, there's crazy deals right now. Maybe that's why these sudden last-minute trips are happening.
And if you're a family like ours, there's just one box in the house that contains all our important papers. And so you don't ever look at it, and then it's like a month out, and you go look for it, and you can't find 2 of your 3 kids' passports, and now you're stuck. So go look in that little box now.
That's when you just take the one kid and you go have a good vacation.
Right.
But that's a good point, too. I could see that. You lose it, that happens.
Well, your babies are little, so it'll happen. But also, if you have that idea, you probably do need to plan a year out if you're traveling internationally anyway nowadays, because all that stuff from shots to passports need to be in order.
Good advice.
What a segment. Look at this segment, man.
I know. We're helping people here, Mark. Thank you. Well, thunderstorms have been tearing apart parts of Texas, but we won't see any of that here in our region this week. And meteorologist Amy Aronson has today's worst weather. Amy, my goodness.
Yeah, let's head to Texas right now, where they are looking at strong to severe storms again today after this. So they've been hit hard with storms the past couple of days. If we take a look at what's happening in the Gainesville area, you'll notice a severe thunderstorm wind gust there over 50 miles per hour caught in this video here. You can see that rain blowing in the distance. The moon actually made a brief appearance. This is also during that same storm last night. If you look closely, you can see the moon moon, but then you can see the lightning really lighting up the sky. And they are dealing with severe weather again today. If we take a look at our storm outlook, we'll notice that yellow color, that's covering the Dallas area. So Texas dealing with that slight risk for severe weather. 2 out of 5 on the threat level scale for them. For us, things actually look pretty quiet. No severe weather threat. Actually, we're looking forward to some spring sunshine. And you can see that now shining down on the Inner Harbor. If we take a peek at our numbers, we're at 63 currently. We eventually end up at 69 degrees, which ends up a little warmer this afternoon. And temperatures will continue to climb as we head through the weekend, too. So I am tracking sunshine, at least to get your weekend started. We are looking at our next weather maker now by Sunday, unfortunately, and we're tracking a few showers because of that. Right now, latest weather maker well west of here, not even close to us. Instead, we are reaping the benefits of high pressure. High pressure sitting just to our north, and under high pressure, we typically get sinking air. That means it's tough for anything to rise. So that means clouds don't really form. And we're seeing that today with all the sunshine. That will continue to be the case this afternoon with highs climbing into the upper 60s. Potentially a brief sprinkle this evening, but not enough to ruin your outdoor plans tonight. As we head through the rest of your night and into your Saturday morning, sunshine here to stay. Tomorrow's a warmer day. We break back into the 70s, and it's also a completely dry day for whatever you have planned outside. Getting into Sunday, little different. We'll start off dry in the morning. We're dry through midday with temperatures in the upper 70s, but then here comes that brief chance of showers by Sunday evening. So that's our only chance for rain as we head throughout the weekend. You can also see that in our weekend weather forecast. We're also warming up with each passing day, getting close to 80 by Sunday. In our 10-day forecast, you can also see that warming trend brings us near 80 on Monday. We are tracking showers and storms again by Tuesday, too. Megan?
This Fox 45 News segment is sponsored by Shine Medical Center.
It is that time of year that we celebrate Mom, and you could win extra spending money every day from now until May 12th. Just grab your phone, scan that QR code. You see it right there on your screen. That is going to give you a chance to win a $100 Visa gift card. Play our Mother's Day trivia or Mother's Day Mania trivia contest. You get that question right, and you could win the $100 daily prize. You don't even need to be a mom. Again, scan the QR, get the Mother's Day Mania trivia question of the day. Good luck. The entire Baltimore metro system having a major shutdown this weekend. The other ways that you can get from point A to point B this weekend. And happy Cinco de Mayo, still ahead, the deals that you can score on food throughout the weekend. And you can catch all the action tonight right here on Fox 45, starting at 8, WWE Friday Night SmackDown. Then Fox 45 News at 10, followed by Fox 45 News Late Edition. Don't miss this. A great way to end the week. It is Cinco de Mayo. Every year on the 5th of May, Americans celebrate Mexican-American heritage and pride. Olé! The United States Congress issuing a proclamation back in 2005 calling on Americans to observe Cinco de Mayo. Most people do so by enjoying Mexican-themed meals, drinks, maybe some tacos, throwing a margarita. You can also explore Mexican culture, music, dance, film, you name it. Enjoy. Well, there will be a handful of restaurants marking the day with some specials. At Applebee's, customers can get specially priced alcoholic drinks for $6. Chipotle gives free delivery through its app or website by using promo code Cinco23. And Taco Bell gives 10% off its steak grilled cheese burritos. Those are pretty good. The deal is capped at $10 and good for rewards members. We want to see how you're celebrating the day. You can scan the QR code right there on your screen. That will take you to foxbaltimore.com/chime in. You can upload those pictures, those videos of you eating your tacos. It's all powered by Stackla. Thanks for sharing those with us. And sending you into your lunch break with some important information here. Happening today at 6 p.m., Baltimore's entire metro system. It's going to be shut down for maintenance. The big change, an updated computer system that officials say will allow for safer and more reliable transit in the city. A bus bridge will be operating this weekend between all metro subway stations every 30 minutes. The metro system will reopen for the Monday morning commute at 5 a.m. That's all we have for Fox 45 News Midday. Be More Lifestyle is up next. Mark Clark is back to tell us what they're working on here today.
Thanks, Megan. Thanks, dear. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Now, are you dialing up your cell phone too often during the day? Coming up on Be More Lifestyle, the serious health condition too much screen time could cause, and your reaction on the matter. Stick around.
You're watching Fox 45 in Baltimore. Now live from TV Hill, this is Be More Lifestyle.
What's up, Baltimore? I'm Mark Clark, and this is Be More Lifestyle live from Fox 45 studios in Baltimore. Meteorologist Amy Aronson joins us along with lifestyle expert Josh McBride. Good morning, team. How we doing?
Morning.
Good morning. Happy Friday.
All right, let me tell you right now. Dialing up on your cell phone could cause a serious health condition. A team of researchers in China examined the cell phone usage data of more than 200,000 people over 12 years. They found that participants who talked on their cell phones for 30 minutes or more a week saw their risk for high blood pressure increase by 12% compared to those who used their cell phones less. Participants who talked on their cell phones for 6 hours a week saw their risk increase by 25%. Well, I don't really talk on my cell phone. I like to text and not answer bill collectors. But I don't know, Josh, you have a lot going on, man. Are you one of those people that uses the phone all the time?
I get a lot of calls, but like now that I'm comparing myself to my dad, who doesn't own a cell phone, doesn't know how to use a cell phone, he's a lot calmer than I am, and I'm starting to get it.
Wow, Josh. Okay, good insight. Amy, I'm curious.
Yeah.
Amy, do you have time to talk on the cell phone?
I was going to say 6 hours is a lot of time a week to spend talking on a cell phone. I definitely spend a lot of time like scrolling on my phone, and I think that can be stressful, especially before bed. They say you're not supposed to use the phone. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Talking on your phone for 6 hours a week, that seems like a lot of time to have to talk.
And I don't know if it's because I'm an old man, but it seems like I can never hear right when I'm talking on the phone. I'm always like, what'd you say now? We want you to tell it. Would you be willing to use your cell phone for less than 30 minutes a week? Vote now on our website, foxbaltimore.com/vote. And when you get to the website, make sure you click on the lifestyle tab. You can also vote on our Fox 45 News app. At the end of the show, you know what we do. We see what you think, all right? Classic board games are being remade for older adults. Hasbro and Ageless Innovation advance new versions of Scrabble, the Game of Life, and Trivial Pursuit. Updates to the games include larger wording on pieces and the boards, as well as more relatable content for older adults. As an older adult, I have no interest in playing no doggone board games. I run from them. I don't like game night at people's houses. I just don't do it. You guys are young. What do you think, Josh?
I love a game night. I host game nights. I love a game night. I'm going to say easy on the longer word spelling because, I'm not that great. But, game nights are fun and also just an excuse to really drink and see your friends.
Wow. It's really cool, Amy, how Josh has never invited us to a game night, even though he has them, all the time.
Yeah,
okay,
apparently.
wow. Okay, Amy, what do you think?
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if I've ever been invited to a game night. It sounds like a fun time. I'd enjoy it probably if I was invited, hint, hint, or, got to do one.
I'm on it.
Mark, maybe we need to start our own
I know,
game
Josh,
night.
we got to follow you on Instagram, but we can't get an invite to the game. Wow.
It's very exclusive.
What a great way to end the week today. It's Cinco de Mayo. Yes. Hope that's not offensive. Every year, the 5th of May, Americans celebrate Mexican-American heritage and pride. Most people do so by enjoying a Mexican-themed meal and drinks and tacos and margaritas and also culture and dance and film. Man, Josh, I know you have big plans. I know it. Tell us. What do you got going on today?
I don't need Mark, do we need a plan to have a margarita, though?
What? Josh, you are our party guy. You telling me you're not doing anything?
No, I'm saying it's a Monday and I'll have a margarita. It's a Wednesday and I'll have a margarita.
Every day Cinco de Mayo in your world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Amy, are you doing anything?
I mean, I'll have tacos tonight for sure. I eat tacos 3 days a week, though, so that's same thing. Not unusual. I could have Mexican every night of the week. Well, it just means the restaurants will be more crowded tonight.
Well, thanks, guys, for killing the joy of Cinco de Mayo. What is going on, Josh?
We celebrate it all year round. Yeah, Amy and I celebrate it all year round.
Yeah,
well, yeah. As you can, guys,
an everyday holiday.
As you can tell, I'm not a stranger to some good Mexican. You can tell with my anyway. So, okay, Josh, we'll see you later in the show. Amy, we'll see you later in the show. Still ahead, a journalist turned tech founder, a Baltimore native, discusses what it means to be part of tech takeover. And distracted driving is a deadly problem. Next, a simple way to help you keep your eyes on the road for America's steals and deals.
You're watching Be More Lifestyle.
Stretching her dollars is top of mind for many of these days. Genevieve Gorder is here with the help with today's America Steals and Deals.
The following segment is sponsored by Naki.
This will come as a surprise to you guys, but the number one cause of accidents is distracted driving. This is Drop Stop. Let me tell you about this innovative product. One of the founders of Drop Stop was driving down Sunset Boulevard, got distracted, jumped a curve, almost hit someone. And after the accident, he looked down to where his phone had dropped and he had a light bulb moment as he wondered why nobody has invented something to fill the gap. And that's when Drop Stop was born. You know exactly what I'm talking about. When you're driving, you drop your phone down that void on either side of your seat, whether you're a passenger or a driver, and all of a sudden you're like this, right? You're distracted. This fills that void. It's that simple. This fits right over the seatbelt, and you stuff it right into that gap, driver or passenger side. This is the black hole of where everything in your life falls down in your car. Your wallet, your keys, your phone. Now, this is one of the top 10 selling products on Shark Tank. We are giving you guys an incredible offer today. Take advantage of this. These make wonderful gifts. Give them to everyone in your life who drives. You can absolutely afford to do so. Go to asadeals.com.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by Tedco in association with Pinnacle Media.
We're excited about our latest segment, Tech Takeover, created and hosted by Baltimore native, journalist turned tech founder Crystal I. Berger. Tech Takeover is brought to us in partnership with Tedco, Maryland's leading source for bringing innovation to market in Maryland. Crystal, it's a blessing to be with you. How are you?
I'm so excited to be here with you, Mark. As always, I'm home, right?
You are definitely home. So tell us, what is this segment going to focus on?
It's really about highlighting underserved and underrepresented founders. There are so many Black, brown, and other founders who have innovations and they have perspectives and they really have brought some amazing ideas to the marketplace and even to Baltimore. And so I really want to highlight those founders that we may not even know exist in this ecosystem.
Talk to us about some of the challenges they face.
So some of the common challenges of underserved and underrepresented founders is lack of access to capital is the biggest one, right? I mean, huge numbers, especially for Black women. Less than 0.08% of Black women get funding for their startups out of all the venture capital that's deployed, right? Then you also have mentorship and resources that you need. And most people don't know where to find those resources, how to access them. Tedco is a huge resource for those types of innovations and founders. But more importantly, it's the community, right? You know, we don't have community that we really know is readily available because we come from so many diverse spaces. I come from journalism. Some people come from athletics. Some people come from the data science world. So a lot of times when you're trying to pull all these things together to create something, it's difficult to mobilize it.
So those who are watching who want to be a part of this tech takeover, who want to be on the show, want to be interviewed by you, how do they do it? How do they go about it?
They can go to info@Pinnacle Media and they could send us an email. They could follow me on Instagram at CB Inspires. But I want people to remember the acronym TEC, T-E-C. Together, everything can happen. And so if we come together, mobilize our resources, we can make this tech takeover a huge success for Baltimore.
I love that. So you deal with a lot of founders. What's something about people in the tech world that people might be surprised by?
That you don't have to be technical.
Ah, I'm surprised. I always thought it was mathematicians and scientists, so I was like, I'm not good in that. So that's not necessarily true. Huh?
Absolutely not. I'm a non-technical founder. I was a journalist. I don't even really like math or science, right? But I was able to take my innovation, and this is the thing about being an inspiration. If you can inspire people to get behind your vision, you'll get all the pieces of the puzzle to make it happen. So if you're non-technical and have that dream and that vision, tap into those resources. Look at places like Hopkins and see how you can get a support system around you to make your dream a reality.
Awesome. So again, if you're watching this and you want to be a part of this, it's the Tech Takeover. It's coming. Crystal Berger's here. Mark Clark's here. We're waiting for you. Thanks, Crystal.
Thanks, Mark.
Still ahead, one of Fox's most popular shows, 911 Lone Star, is beginning to catch fire. Coming up, all the drama and a sneak peek at this season's hit TV show. And celebrate your mom with some tasty treats next. The lifestyle expert shares some of the best ways to give mom a Mother's Day she won't forget. Josh is coming up.
This is Be More Lifestyle.
Celebrate Mom this Mother's Day with a special treat. Lifestyle expert Josh McBride joins us now. Josh, Mommy's Day.
Yes.
Tell us about the good stuff you have.
Yeah, right around the corner, really. Not this weekend, but a couple weeks from now. Making Mom, something delicious this Mother's Day. Let's start with Mason-Dixie Foods. I'm a big fan of this brand. Delicious, clean, comfort foods, really for everyone. If you are going to do a special brunch for Mom, a special breakfast for Mother's Day, biscuit and biscuit sandwiches, the freshest daily quality unbleached flour. They have cheddar. You can grab them. Most major stores, Target, Wegmans, they have it all. Mark, I threw it in the air fryer the other day at night. I had one of these cravings for breakfast at night, and it was absolutely delicious. Check those out. Mason-Dixie Foods should be in the freezer section. Next up, let's talk about a favorite brand of mine, Baked by Melissa. These are delicious, which is an understatement. Famous for their bite-sized cupcakes, Mark. This is their Mother's Day gift box. You see it right here. 6 limited edition cupcakes are also coming in this. They have vegan, gluten-free options, but what I love what they're doing about when you buy this 25-pack, $5 from it is actually going to Baby Quest, which provides grants to couples that actually can't afford IVF. Buy one, get one 50% off right now at bakedbymelissa.com. And by the way, if you do follow Melissa on TikTok and Instagram, she's like my best friend in my head, but she has these great recipes where she creates all sorts of other things. Next up, let's talk about celebrating a mom with a little bubbly. Maybe you're pouring this for her. Maybe you're bringing it as a bottle. This is Martini and Rossi Sparkling Rosé. When I say delicious, again, it's an understatement. It's an extra dry, sparkling wine. It's a spumante, really delicious. Notes of orange zest in there. Pairs with brunch, so you can do cheeses, salads. Or do we really need an excuse to have sparkling rosé? Not really, I don't think. You can get this at most convenience, most places where they sell champagne sparkling rosé. $14.99, a great price there. Last up, Mark, celebrating Mom with a great bag of awesome coffee. Now, this is called Good For Us Coffee, and it's created by one funny Lisa Marie. I don't know if you know her. She's on TikTok. She's on Instagram. And I will say, Mark, here's a little insight. I am the co-founder and co-creator of this brand.
What?
It's coffee that's freshly roasted. Look at how delicious this looks. We have mocha. We have hazelnut. We actually launched today. We have Italian. If you go to goodforuscoffee.com, I'm so excited. It's absolutely delicious. This is the 1 pound bag. And I mean, this is Lisa Marie, one funny Lisa Marie on social. She has her own coffee. I am part of it. I'm so excited. This is my brand.
What a great idea, Josh. You're the brand guy. You have your own brand. That's amazing, man.
And it smells delicious.
And so I'll wait with bated breath for my package to arrive, owner. Thank you.
Will do. On the way.
So, Josh, you do this, and you do the segments around kind of the holidays and the different days. Is Mother's Day the queen? What other holidays what's the top 3 you notice?
My mother says Mother's Day is the queen. So
Yes.
when my mom comes to my house, she goes, oh, what are you, okay. Well, I love Martini and Rossi Sparkling Rosé, and she'll take that. My mother gets everything. So when she comes here, so this is her holiday for sure.
So that's Mother's Day. And then, of course, Father's Day, not too far away. Father's Day, I have a feeling, is not in the top 3.
Well, my dad isn't as needy as my mother, so.
Okay, thanks again, Josh. And again, waiting for that coffee. Have a good one, okay?
Always a pleasure.
We know it's beautiful here on Earth, but let's take a look at this beauty shot at the moon. Here's meteorologist Amy Aronson, who does weather for here and also the moon, the alien. She's voted the #1 alien meteorologist this year.
Do you see any on the moon there? A nice close-up shot of that full moon, almost full moon, seen this morning. We've got a better chance to actually see it tonight because that's when it's completely full. So something to look forward to here. The May full moon is technically called the flower full moon. This lists all the names, but that is a professional camera shot from NASA. Here's another beauty shot of it. This one from our sister station in D.C. captured the view of the nearly full moon setting over the western sky earlier this morning. And we're actually going to get to see it rise again tonight. So shortly after sunset, right after 8 o'clock, I'd be on the lookout for it. And if you do capture the moon, send us your pictures, foxbaltimore.com/chime in. We would love to see them. We've got blue skies and sunshine now shining down on the Inner Harbor. A beautiful end to the week. Temperatures are gradually warming up too. Low 60s currently. We get awfully close to 70 today. We are actually looking forward to a warmer weekend ahead of us. Sunshine to start things off tomorrow with a few showers now actually showing up, unfortunately, by Sunday. Here's a look at where all the rain is currently. Well south and west of here. That's what's going to gradually track our direction. Right now we've got high pressure. We're reaping the benefits of that. High pressure sitting to our north, helping keep us dry today and actually for the start of the weekend too. So we're not tracking much here on Future Scan. We've got lots of upper 60s this afternoon and this evening. Yes, we could see a brief sprinkle. Most spots should stay dry. Saturday morning, completely dry and comfy. Mid-50s to begin, 70s to end. So we're back in the 70s this weekend. No issues on the radar Saturday afternoon. Sunday, different story. We'll start off dry and mild in the morning. Temperatures actually get really warm on Sunday, heading into the upper 70s to near 80. But then we get this little skinny line of showers rushing through Sunday evening. So at that point, move any grilling plans inside, at least briefly, for these showers to pass. They should scoot out of here by 7. And after that, we are dry again. So enjoy the sunshine today. We will see a few extra clouds this afternoon with the potential for a brief sprinkle. Otherwise, it's going to feel a little milder with highs bouncing back into the mid and upper 60s. For the rest of the weekend, even warmer. 70s are back starting on Saturday, near 80 by Sunday. We do have that chance for rain now, unfortunately, Sunday, late afternoon, early evening hours. That's when I would prepare to briefly move your outdoor plans inside. The rest of the weekend looks drier, though. We'll spend Saturday in the low 70s, upper 70s to wrap things up on Sunday with that chance for some late day showers. Monday looks pretty quiet and actually really, really warm with highs close to 80. But on Tuesday, another weather maker moves in. This one actually sends us a better potential for some showers and some storms, along with the warm temperatures in the upper 70s. After that, temperatures actually not bad. It's going to be warm and staying warm, feeling like May. Temperatures will be in the mid 70s through Thursday. Upper 70s by Friday, and it looks like next weekend we're breaking into the 80s, but we do have another shot at some showers. Back to you.
Things are heating up on 911 Lone Star. We're taking a behind-the-scenes look right now.
We are incredible.
But one of the cool things about working on 911 Lone Star is I get to work with my ride or die. Marjan and Paul's relationship has been really fun to develop.
Do you want to try mouth to mouth?
I don't know where she been.
As their friendship matures, it really makes me want to have a friendship like that.
Love you, Marsh.
Me too, buddy.
We saw their individual relationship get tested when Paul had his heart emergency. What is this?
Your pacemaker.
We saw this wedge driven between them. You knew I didn't want this. Please leave. But when the rubber met the road, she was still there for him. I didn't think you'd come. That's the way I treat you.
We're good. They are so present with each other. They hold each other accountable. You snitched.
No, I didn't snitch.
They support each other. It's spectacular to get to experience friendship like that. I was engaged for 13 years.
And we see how well that turned out, huh? Marjan and Paul have become a really good support system, and in season 4, Paul has found his individual strength. He has a good idea of who he is.
If someone makes you light up like that, make it happen.
And I'm looking forward to seeing him share that with someone else. You think she's into me?
Clearly. My favorite thing about season 4 is Marjan goes off on a road trip and encounters all kinds of trouble.
We're gonna find that Winnebago.
And Marjan. This season is crazy. Marjan and Paul go through things that you will just never see coming.
Run!
Let's talk about Lone Star's newest lovers, Nancy and Mateo.
AKA Nancy.
Or Mateo.
Mateo and Nancy just started off as friends. Can I trade you 3 sheep for a brick?
Deal. Then episodes later,
Because of the trauma and the experience that they both went through with the shooting. They had a moment in the locker room where they were able to be vulnerable.
it's not on me. It's not on any of us.
The fact that they were both there for each other sparked a relationship. Do you want to get coffee?
I do.
It started in the locker room, and it ended with getting some coffee.
Do you think he knows?
Mateo and Nancy do a good job of keeping the relationship personal.
At some point, we're gonna get busted. So when they told the whole crew, what the hell's going on between you two?
We knock boots.
It was really awkward.
Who wins this neck?
Thanks.
Then we remember Heightgate.
You're afraid of people laughing at you?
I'm afraid that they're gonna laugh at you. Being with me.
Mateo's the sweetie like that.
I don't care what people think, and neither should you.
This is Nancy, my tall shorty, coming into season 4. The relationship that he has with Nancy is getting tough.
This season, things are gonna be insane with Nancy and Mateo.
Gonna make me say it.
You guys are not ready for what's to come.
You clearly have feelings for her.
911 Lone Star, Tuesdays at 8 on Fox 45.
And be sure to watch 911 Lone Star right here on Fox 45, Tuesdays at 8. Is it time to put down the phone for the sake of your health? Next, your reaction as to whether or not you would be willing to cut down on your screen time.